Hey guys, in this lesson I want to talk about how to improvise over change. That's a very huge topic. There are video courses and books that talks all about it. So I can't make a video of 2 hours and explain in a complete way everything. I just try to record this video and help you with that about 12-bar blues and let you improve improvising over change. So when we play a 12-bar blues, we have 3 chords. We have the root, the fourth, and the fifth. For example, if we are in A, the key of A, we have A7, D7, and E7. At the beginning, it's okay if you only play in A. You don't change. At the beginning part, it's fine. Don't worry about it. But after a while, it's better if you start change scale and phrase when you hear the change of the chord. So, what we can do? First step is memorize 3 or 4 licks in the different chords. Like if we have A, D, and E, memorize 3 licks in A, other 3 licks in D, and also in E. In this way, you have something ready. And just try to play 1 lick on A. Then when you hear that there is the change, you hear D7, you go here and you play another lick, and then you so you can do that. Just play some licks and wait the change. And just the second steps, alright? Second step, sorry. So being able to play different licks in different part of the fretboard. And also try to have some licks for this part of the fretboard, some licks for this part of the fretboard, so you don't have to play always here if you're in D and always here if you are in A, but try to have different vocabulary or things that you are able to play in all over the fretboard, alright? So that's the next step. After that, if you want to connect different phrase or scale, what you have to do is recognize where the notes of the chords are. So I'm talking about the arpeggios. For example, if you are here, you need to know that A7 arpeggio is built by the root, that's here, A note, then you have the major third, that's here, fret 4, this is C sharp, then you have E as 5th, and gone. So these are the notes that you have when you play the chord, and you have to target this note. Your goal is go to one of these notes when you hear the change. So imagine that you're playing in D7 and you hear that there's this chord that's coming, so you know that this is the third, the major third, for example. You can take every note of the arpeggios. Give me an example. You know that is here, and you are, for example, here. You play the note to the scale until you reach this note, like, and here you are. Or you are playing here, and you know that A, the root, is here, fret 12. So try to have one goal, one note, and try to reach it. Play the note of the scale until you are close to it, and you can play just the note of the scale or add some chromatic line that can help. For example, these are chromatic notes because I don't have this note in D scale, D minor pentatonic or D major pentatonic. So I use some chromatic note to arrive here. So that's the part, that's the most important part, being able to visualize the arpeggios of the chord, or just the shape of the chord if you want, so you know that this note is here, and try to arrive here. And you can do that, then you say, okay, let's try with this note, and you play, and you are here, or let's go here. So try to reach the note you want to reach. Using the note of the scale or place a chromatic line. You know, and this is not very easy, it takes time. So I will send you with this course some videos, some PDF where you can find some arpeggios that can help to play over change, you know. And this is it. After a while, you will start to learn by ear and to visualize in a very good way where these notes are. You'll play without too much problem. Like this is the major third of D. My advice is try to reach the third, the major third, or the minor third if you are in a minor blues. It's very important because it really has the major sound, or the minor sound is a minor third. It just, if you have one note that can summarize the sound of the chord, for me, for my ear, this note is the third. So try to see where the third of the chords are and try to reach them. Then you can play like third root, or if you want to go to A, and try to do that in different parts of the fretboard. And then go to D and do the same. And now I'm playing a slide to write to the third, but it's not necessary. You can just pick the note or play a hammer on, or what you prefer. I like the slide. For me, it's the best way to play it. But really, the third is the most important note. If you hear a lot of big players like Robin Ford, Matt Scotland, Josh Mead, they play a lot of the third over the change. Scott Anderson, these big and great players, you know. So the third is very important. And do that. The most important change is probably the root, the first degree to the fourth degree, and then first to the root again. This is the most common one. You have 4 bar here, then 2 bar here, and then 4 bar here. So 8 bar are just that. So try to connect and do it in each part of the fretboard, you know. And if you can, try to visualize the scale in the part of the fretboard. But sometimes visualize the scale is very difficult. So if you just visualize the arpeggio, is better. After that, another change, you have the turnaround. So 5th, 4th, root, 5th again. There are different approach. My approach is usually try to play the same lick. That can be the half of the lick, a lick you can find in this course, so just the half. A short phrase like, and do the same things over the 5th and the 4th. So just have a small idea, very easy, and repeat it in the same way over the 5th and over the 4th. For me it works, it helps people to understand where the change happened. Because the goal of playing over change is that imagine that you don't have any bass player, keyboard, rhythmic, guitar, just you are alone. You have to play the solo part. And people in front of you need to understand where the change happened. That's the goal. Like, I think now you understand that I wasn't playing D. You know, then I'm back to A, and then E and D, A, E. You know, that's the goal. Play, and people have to understand where the change happens. So after that, you can also try to connect different notes of the scale or the arpeggio of E and D with chromatic line, because you have everything. You play something on the 5th, and when you go to the 4th, you have everything 2 fret below. So like, so try to play some chromatic line until you reach the note you want to reach. And this is another approach. Then when you go to A, the first degree, play something different. Like for example, if you play, you go to E, sorry, you go to A. So just play something totally different. I want that people listen to change. It's like a color response. For me, these cards are very similar. I want to that people understand that for me they are similar. And then when I go to the root, something different. That's what my brain wants, you know. These are the main two things. I mean, we can talk a lot about try to visualize the fretboard, and okay, that's good thing, being able to play every scale in every part. But if you want some approach that are different, it's not scale, it's an approach. Try use this new technique, chromatic, and play the same thing, and then change over the root. This is how I think when I have to improvise over change 12-bar blues.